Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and this is part 2 of our Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back stream. Part 10 of the Crash and Sane Trilogy in general. Alright, so last time we finished the first warp room, or at least we still have the red gem to get at some point. And we beat Ripperoo. And I'll say again, I don't like how they kind of just cut out Cortex's like intro message into the next warp room, just so that they could like make it more clear for like newer players to know that like where to go for the boss fight. I feel like that's why they did, because they figured there might be some people who just would get confused as where to like go next, not knowing they had to go on like the platform and go up, and then hold on, sorry. What was I saying? Yeah, so I feel like they did it just because they feel new players are going to get confused, but I don't think... I don't know. I don't like that they sacrificed actual, like, dialogue. Even though it's not, like, that pertinent. But it's still nice. I don't know. There's something about this game I always liked where it's like I always look forward to hearing what Cortex has to say. Because, like, you really have nothing else to... Like his messages to you is like the only story, like the only sense of like a story that there is in the game, other than like how the whole spiel I went into last time, but how it's like a almost like a Stockholm syndrome thing, where we know he's bad, but we still kind of do his bidding anyway. A lot of people think that Crash is being dumb by listening to Cortex and collecting the crystals. I never thought of him as like being like a dumb thing that he's doing. I always thought he's just like, I have no choice, and at some point I have to hand over these crystals, so let's at least do that, and then basically he's like an opportunist, and when he sees Cortex and he knows what the truth is, he'll settle the score on his own terms, Okay, so was that a death route? Did I die? No, right? That's a gem path. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can get the gem in this one yet. The box gem. How's everyone's Friday going? And by the way, I was talking about the ice physics being kind of weird in this version, and it is. It's a little different, and you have to get used to it, but I also totally just glossed over the fact that we're actually on ice, because in Crash 1 there was no ice, there was no ice skating feature at all. Whoa! Okay. I feel like Crash 2 and Crash 3 basically are what Crash... that's the engine it kind of settled with, I guess. Because I think Crash 3 took like a year to make, which is crazy. I mean, they each took a year to make, but I remember reading something that like Crash Warped was like they had very little time to get that game done compared to the first and second. Maybe I'm wrong though. Jeez. I had to just get used to the ice. Thankfully we don't lose lives. And we got 99 lives in Crash 1. We're definitely gonna get it quicker in this game. And the way I just figured that ice out is that you need to realize that if you keep your momentum going right, you're gonna go faster with each platform you land, ice platform you land on. So if anyone's having trouble with this bonus, just remember that there's kind of like a sense of momentum that this game has, and it's like in its like engine, I guess. That's something I took for granted on the first try because I just like flew off the stage. God, this music's so... it just takes me back. By the way, when I was talking about, like, there being a sense of story and that there's kind of an unconventionalness that this game has compared to other games, that's not to say that Crash 2 or any Crash game is like the end all like groundbreaking piece of work. It's not. But because there's definitely other games that have utilized story way better before Crash even existed, I'd say. But basically, what I'm complimenting when I talk about it is that knowing where Naughty Dog is gonna go with I mean, even though this was Jason Rubin, Andy Gavin in the beginning, and they'll continue on to do Jack and Daxter, but like you could see the company's kind of like sense of vision early on, when you know that they're gonna this is the same company that will make Uncharted and The Last of Us, and I feel like the seeds were planted with Crash, and I think it's no mistake that a Crash's story is a little bit more, it has a little bit more of an edge to it, compared to your just like save the princess type story. And it's got a little edge, it's got a little bit of sense of character already. I mean, this was like, you know, taking the best advantage of disc-based games where you can get more actual dialogue, like audio of dialogue and stuff, like, so you can actually like kind of, you know, be a little bit more immersive than just like text-based games, text-based dialogue. But what was I saying? I'm just saying I think I think that definitely helped give the company kind of a boost in its urge to tell a story in this medium, I guess, because obviously this is not. There's so many limitations to Crash. Crash can't even talk, and it's not obviously there's not really like a big story going on, basically. But I mean, it's a very simple plot. But you could tell that that they're itching to go in that direction for the future. I feel like it's like you just sense where video games was going when you go back to like a company's roots. But as someone who played this as a kid and, you know, obviously didn't know where the future was going and didn't even think about the future, there was still a draw to this that I think is still kind of represented in games, in modern games today, in a smaller form. Okay, I'm gonna go to that platform over there. Whenever you see a platform and that there's some way to get to it, there's probably a reason. I just gotta figure it out. I can never figure out what Crash is saying when he drowns. It sounds like, I got the devil or something, like something with a devil or something. But I think he's just saying gibberish. Woo! Oh, okay, now we can get our red gem in, wait, what? So I can't get in this one, right? I'm just making sure, like, this wasn't, like... Because how did Air Crash get here? Oh, it's not there, okay. I'm so used to the PS1 version where, like, there literally was nothing telling you anything except for the level you unlocked. Like, there was... this was just like a blank platform with no, like, title to the level or anything. And by the way, we are on top of one of the castles, and if it wasn't for them putting these kind of just like dead teleporters here, we would be able to see Insanity Beach from the first game, which is one of like the home worlds, or I guess the map. All right, let's do this. Oh god, what are we in for? This is gonna be an all ice thing, isn't it? Oh, okay. I usually just try to avoid the porcupines. There's pretty much it's a rare opportunity when you get to jump on it before it puts the spikes up. Oh god. I remember it used to freak me out whenever there was a mask that wasn't in a box. I always just thought that was because I wasn't used to Crash 1, like, because that was a thing that happens in Crash 1. You can find a mask without a box, but like in Crash 2, it's very rare. Like, you would have to be in a secret area like this in order to come across that. It happens every now and then in normal level, I think, but it was still like I always just remember thinking, like, why didn't they just put that in a box? Man, I'm a little rusty. Okay, these lives, I don't even know if I've ever figured out how to do this in the original game. But maybe it's... I think I know. Maybe, let's try it. I don't think you can just bounce on the seal. I think it's like... There we go. I figured it was that. See, when I would play the PS1 version, I never really did that much. But then I became aware of, I just became aware of it. I think I knew about it, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever, like, thought to apply it here, where you can do the slide jump and then body slam, and it raises you up a little bit more. I think that's how people got the red gem. Oh god. This is pretty insane. Another mask. I don't think we have any boxes here. No, because we already got the box gem, so this is just for the... Oh, okay. Ah, I'm like stuck. I need to get some little bit of a running start here. There we go. Oh man. Uh, I feel like the seals like little like honks or whatever, or roars or whatever. I don't know what a seal does. I feel like it's. Oh, oops. This is kind of like a. I don't know. I don't feel like whoever's doing the voice work of that seal is like really giving it as much like it's just kind of like where it's just I don't know. It's kind of depressing. Another. Oh wow, they really just like hand the mask out like. Okay. Oh, okay. I could have had a invincibility mask probably, right? I want that life. Wow. Whoops. There's another. There's a level Cold Hard Crash later on, which is kind of like notorious for being the hardest level in the game, and it's a level like this where it's gonna be kind of like, there we go, our red gem. It's kind of like a side-scrolling ice portion that we're gonna have to like deal with. That's pretty crazy. I think it's like a death route. Okay, so we already got the gem, the box gem, so we're just gonna go all the way through. I kinda wanna see if there's any nitros this way, because I never really... Usually I always get that gem. I mean that box. Oh, I guess not. Alright, there's our red gem. I think we can go back to that snow level though. Right? Because didn't that unlock the red gem path? It was red. And I never skip anything. I'll never skip a cutscene, I'll never skip dialogue, but I also never will skip a crash dance either. We earned it. Alright. Let's go back to Snowbiz. Because I think we can get our red gem path now. Yep, red gem. Cool. Might as well. By the way, I'm not really going... With this game, I kind of just love going for it. Because it is a generally easier game. So if you see me just throwing myself like across the ice like a madman, like that's just like me having fun more than like trying to like survive. I like to be ballsy. Oh, okay. Alright. Do I want to go on this? Will it take me back down to where I am? Or should I... Let's just do it. Because Crash 2 can be kind of weird. It can kind of like, set you up for some, nonsense when it comes to, like, backtracking. Oh, I remember this one. There's a part to this level where it really opens up, and it's like a big, like, jumping spree. You'll see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything in this area here. Okay. I really hope they make like a Crash Mario Maker type game, or even if it's just like a feature in the new game. Because I love the idea of like creating like a cool puzzle with these like the whole like box. Whoop. I don't think. Yeah, this is the level I'm thinking of. There's a part like where it's just like a nice open area where you can just like relax in. I love the music in this version. I always like the original version music. I always love and I'll always probably prefer, but I like the kind of funkiness that this one has compared to the original. These porcupines are like the biggest pain. Here we are. Look how cool this looks. Like, it looks like you're about to fall, but there's kind of... And look at that, just... It's like Naughty Dog had fun, like, making a pattern for the Wumpa Fruits, and... I don't know, like... I don't know. I like this part. Do I want it? Why would I even have that? Oh, whatever. I don't know, it's just a nice big pit. I always like this part. I kind of enjoy this red gem path more than like the red gem or like the secret level that led us to the red gem, because at least this has like boxes to make us do like to really like to kind of give us something to do, I guess. Even though, you know, whenever they take boxes away, they still balance it out with stuff to do. It's more just like more enemies, though. I don't know, though. I kind of like just... It doesn't always have to be enemies being thrown at me that I enjoy. I like the puzzle aspect of these games. Oops. I always get some okay. I was gonna say, I always get so confused when that death animation happens, because it feels like it's just it keeps going on, and it's like, oh, I guess I died. But if you had the mask, like, it still does that animation, and then you have to get out of it. By the way, this little slide spin, that's kind of what you use when you're trying to like speedrun this game. This game will give you the crash dash, or like the the running feature if you beat the game, but which wasn't in the original, but before that, everyone the best way to do it was the slide spin, where you're spinning at an angle like that. And I definitely use it when I cross those triggered I don't know what you call it. Like crushing? Yeah, the crusher that you can trigger by going underneath. I always give it a little one of those. Okay. Now we can do this level for real. Does it take us back down though? Or do we have to go left? This is what I mean, like okay, it's the beginning. We have so many lives just from being in the second warp room. It's crazy. Beautiful. There we go. I think this is the only game that kind of makes this like puts like something in the foreground to block your view. I don't remember ever being in warped, but it's a cool thing. I mean, it's annoying, but it's definitely an interesting little obstacle for your box collector. Oh god. It's like I thought it would give me some momentum once I landed, but then it doesn't, and then by the time I'm trying to turn back because it didn't, I'm already like off the thing. There we go. Alright. Crash 2 bonuses are still challenging. I just think Crash 1's bonuses get increasingly more challenging, whereas Crash 2, it stays kind of consistently challenging. But I think the peak of difficulty when it comes to the bonuses is still Crash Bandicoot 1's title. Okay, we're almost done here. I hope I didn't miss a box. Nope. Beautiful. $30 and we only got through one. We've only had one crystal, but we got a lot of gems. So we did a lot of gem grunt work. Alright, now we'll do air crash. I don't think I can actually do air crash as a gem though, but we'll get the crystal. Oh, there's a death platform though, so let's not die before we get to the death platform. Alright. By the way, I mentioned this in the original, but I use the D-pad for this game. It's definitely helps you with your platforming. Like I can't imagine doing this with an analog stick or joystick. Does this have a timer also? No, I don't think so. I think it's just the death route. Smooth sailing. And like I said, I don't think I can actually do this yet, but I still want to. And I love how they pull the camera back now, and like you'll notice Crash is smaller because of that, and it's because there's bigger jumps and more to do now compared to Crash 1 that was so close in on you that the game would kind of do these like kind of mind games where it would make you like get boxes off screen. I mean, this Crash games will always make you get boxes off screen, but like how many bonuses did we go through where like we couldn't even see we could barely even see Crash anymore because he was like bouncing above the screen. This box always gives me anxiety, especially when you're trying to do the death route. All right, those are cool. By the way, the crystal sound when you get it, it kind of has that like that angelic sound, choir, I guess. Oh, why'd I waste that? Let me just get these. Alright. But that wasn't the sound in Crash 2. That wasn't the sound. They used that sound in Crash 3, but for the Sane Trilogy, they kind of just made it for Crash 2 and 3. In Crash 2, it was just like that, like the sound you get when you get the gem. That kind of just like ka-ching, kind of cash register sound effect. Oh, should have went to the left of it. I think I already. Okay, good. And thankfully, you only have to get to the death platform without dying. But once you died in the actual path, like you could still go back. I think it stays that way, unless you die before you get to it again. But I'm not sure. But thankfully, it's still here. Oh, wow. What? I don't know. I didn't feel like I spammed that plant. It didn't even give me like a vibration on my controller or anything. This part here gives me, I don't remember this part as much as I thought I did. It's kind of tricky, because you kind of have to wait on it, and there you are. Okay. Like, that part is very Crash 1 to me. Like, it seems like very, timing focused. I mean, Crash always has timing focused, puzzles, but that one was kind of like Slippery Climb-esque to me. There we go. And I don't think we can actually get the box gem yet, so I'm gonna just call it with Air Crash there. I think because I know in the secret warp room that we were at before, it said Air Crash, so we'll continue on to Barrett and meet a new character, even though we jumped on his head last time. Did it give me yeah, it did. It gave me the lives last time. This was always a fan favorite, and probably one of my favorites. Definitely better than the Warthog level from the first game. Because it's a lot... It feels like it has a lot more freedom to do... You get a speed button, and... Which I'm not going to use yet, because I don't need it. And I don't want to, like, overshoot myself. But I always love this. Especially because it's a snow level to begin with, but... And just the music is just so... bubbly and fun. Like, even when you die a lot in this level, it's just fine. Because it's just a fun level. They kind of gave Polar is the name of the polar bear we're on. They kind of gave him this weird roar in this version. If you listen carefully. Oh god. Like when he jumps, like right there, he sounds like a little teddy bear type thing. But every now and then, he has this like really like ferocious like roar that kind of like catches you off guard. Not to say I'm not criticizing it. I'm just I'm gonna die there because I missed the box. But I just remember thinking that was an interesting creative choice. Like roar. There we go. Oh god. I love how Crash does this with no hands. It's like he has a death wish or something, I don't know. Ah, I keep missing. There we go. There, I use my speed there at the end. And of course our nitro box. See, this is the sound of the crystals in the original game. Oh wait, no. Oh, I think it's kind of a mixture of both. Basically, it doesn't have the angelic sound. It has that first sound where it's like cha-ching. Just a random weird thing I felt the need to comment on. Okay. I feel like Cortex has not talked to us in a while. And I guess he still won't. See, because it's like I feel that gap between... Even though he talked to us at the end of Ripperoo, Here we go. I love the lighting in this in the Insane Trilogy. How the sun is like shining through like the like the trees above us. It's something I also like in the air crash level we were just in. You can actually see the sun passing over, or the clouds passing through the sun, like in the shadows, like on the ground. Makes it feel very... Oh! Makes it just feel very, you know, detailed and alive. It's gorgeous. This whole thing is just gorgeous. Such a gorgeous remaster. Ah, God. It was so smart of Naughty Dog to give us a slide and the crawl and the slide jump. It just adds so much more like versatility to your like move sets and everything, and like a sense of experimentation with like how you want to play. And of course, in some spots it's definitely required, like that. Let's see if I can do this time. God! It's like if I slide and jump... Slide jump like quickly, I'll hit the electricity, but if I don't want to slide and jump too late, or else I'll just fall in the pit. Oh, come on. I think I remember this level as a kid. It was definitely one of those levels that you would pass the controller back and forth if you were with like your brother or your sister or a friend. Because it's trial and error, but like it really is like the type of level where you lose the most lives and you're forced to keep running, you know. Ah, what the? Maybe if I could practice on this one. Okay. There we go. Yes, I wanted that last Wumper fruit. Or that one Wumper fruit. Okay, just take me back. Cool. It's a very generous platform there. Because usually if it was Crash 1, they'd be like, go back on your own. Alright, so far so good. Hoo boy. another difference with that bonus that makes us fall down. It used to be like a ground that would actually break open, whereas this one is like a platform that's about to lower itself, but it just makes crash. It like triggers Crash's like falling animation anyway, even though it's just like a platform going like slowly going down. Whew. Okay, what am I doing? I just want to make sure. Okay, that's just one per fruits if I wanted it. Okay, just making sure. A lot of people think the body slam is only necessary for like the body slam boxes, and of course you can body slam any box you want, but I think it's very helpful. Like people like criticize its sense of it being necessary or not. I think it's necessary. I think it's a move that Naughty Dog rightfully gave us. Gotta love that pink glow. Oh god. Let's try to get to the boss by the end of this hour. Do I have all my boxes? So, like, okay. I just have those turbo pads like memorized in my head. Oh god, it's these. Okay. Whew. Alright. Is Cortex gonna talk to us? I feel like we earned it. Guess not. Oh, and there's a green gem here. Oh god, I wish that hint wasn't there, because I'm gonna tell you what is the proper way of figuring the secret out. Look at that water effects, by the way. This is definitely one of the first unique levels of... I mean, other than, you know, this is a new level we never saw in the original... obviously we never saw the snow levels either, but this is... When I think of Crash 2, I think of the sewer levels as much as the snow levels, because it's definitely an iconic level environment for this game. And what will inspire Sewer Speedway, which is one of the best CTR tracks, which I think Beanox kind of dropped the ball with, because the fun of those levels in CTR was that you can use like the half pipes as a way to launch yourself. It was almost like playing Tony Hawk in that level, but for some reason it just doesn't work as well. Like you'll get like stuck in like corners of stuff, and which, you know. Oh, I think this is the right way, right? Okay, so this is what the hint was giving you. It's like, oh, you gotta go behind something fake, but the way you figured it out back in the PS1 days when there was no loading screen to tell you what to do, you look at the nitros here, and what does it look like? First of all, you have to wonder, why is there one box there, but there's all these nitros in the back? why would they put all these obstacles back there if I didn't have to go that way? But it also, you just look at what the nitros form and actually put your right hand out and point forward with your thumb out. And that's it's literally the boxes, you know, with a hand pointing forward to go forward. And voila. And I always thought that was so cool when you figure that out on your own, because the first time you go through this level you'll never even think of that, really, even with that hint, as subtle as it is. You'll try to be, you'll know that there's a green gem to get in this level, but you'll be like, where is it though? Because you'll go through the whole level and not find it, but then you'll see this secret path and you just, at a certain point you just gotta say, like, there has to be something about this, like, other room that I'm not getting, like something about it I'm not getting. There we are. I always like the green gem. I always like I like how the color gems all have a different shape to them compared to like a normal box gem, clear gem or whatever. I don't know if these sync, but I'm not gonna try to wait too long to find out. Oops. That's the thing about going backwards, is you don't really remember much of what you're doing. There, okay. I like how it's all about, like, you wouldn't see this hand unless you were back here. But if you go forward, it's just kind of a mishmash of nitros. It's all about, like, perspective, I guess. And again, I'll say it, every enemy in this game is a little bit more scarier than the first game, because they're kind of like manipulated with like these like robot heads and armor. I think the eel, even in the original game, has like a metal eye or something. This was such a cool thing back in the day because it was like a little brain teaser for like a kid, and it still is for an adult. Definitely takes some skill too at certain points. I think I truly believe that people who play video games are a little sharper, not just like in their reflexes, but like they're a little bit more intelligent. Like maybe their IQ goes up, I think. A lot of people say, oh, video games rot your brain, TV rots your brain, but I don't. I think interactive games like this, or interactive media, definitely helps increase. That's why you see like videos of like old people who actually do play video games, and like they're so like they're still very sharp and smart even in their old age. Not, and I'm talking about old age, like, you know, like past 80. I always wonder, like, if the video game generation is gonna have like a bit of a longer lifespan, because we're kind of just like so much more in tune, and especially like iPads and like cell phones, like everybody's interacting with something compared to what it used to be, compared to just reading, I guess. not that I'm knocking reading, but I think like we're doing a lot more like interactive stuff with technology these days that I feel might maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist, but I'm just speculating here. Maybe it gives us some prolonged life in some way. I would hope so. Or we're just wasting our times, I don't know. Maybe people who go outside and fly kites are actually like the ones who will live longest. I don't think I've ever flown a kite. Maybe at the beach with like my cousins, like way in like a long time ago, when I was a kid, obviously. But I can't honestly remember like an actual time I was flying a kite. I don't know. That's just a random thing that came to my mind. Oh god. And here's a new feature, is hanging off the sailing, or the grates, or whatever. I love how it's like so much new stuff is being added to the game already. And I think, because all this will carry over to the third game, and the third game has a lot of vehicles. It's almost like the game wanted to be, like, I'm not knocking Crash Warped or whatever, but it feels like that they were trying to experiment with different types of like gameplay styles, whereas this I feel like utilizes some new things, but it's all incorporated into like the platforming. Even like the jet ski level in Crash 2 has kind of just more of a platforming spirit to it, instead of being like an open world thing like in Crash 3, Coco's jet ski. Okay, let's do the boss real quick.
10 of 25 crystals. You're on your way. I'm running low on power, so communication from this point will be difficult. Remember, I'm counting on you.
That was eerie. I thought Coco was like trying to get into the transmission. Oh, I have to go through this way. Wait, so I don't know. So we got an intro there, pretty much. I guess only for boss fights it got cut out. Because he explains you have to go on the platform and go up. That's why they cut it out. So it wouldn't make sense to. Here we go, Komodo Mo and Joe. I have both of these guys in my CTR roster now. It used to just be Joe. In the original game, it was just Joe, but I finally got Mo. Ain't that crazy? Whoa, whoa! Definitely one of the more easier boss fights. I mean, it's I mean, I wouldn't. There's easier boss fights, but I don't know, as a kid, I remember this gave me some trouble. But it's pretty straightforward. There we go. Gotta love that guitar riff. Alright, well, is he gonna give us a little pep talk here? No? Yes? Okay, oh, he's gonna give it to us when we go back up. So I'm gonna end it there, and we'll get it on the next one. Guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. It has been a pleasure. I'll probably do this again tomorrow night or on Sunday night. Or maybe both. Who knows? Alright, everyone have a good one.